It's 4 o'clock on a Thursday, and you might be a little bit, under the weather. Maybe you got the blues. Maybe you need a little bit of inspiration and motivation. Well, you came to the right place because today is Bud List Day. And don't forget, we're having a post-holiday sale. You can get the Bud List home game, 20% off. Go to firstThingsFirst.com. Order yours today. Drew, take it away.
We were playing the game during the holidays.
You guys love it?
All night long.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Number 3, Wilds, you like this one, Mac Jones. All right.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree it's been a down season for Mac, a little disappointing. 11 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, not great numbers. Outplayed for a stretch by Bailey Zappi. And I'm going to take you guys behind the curtain here at First Things First. Even Kevin Wilds began to have his doubts, he won't admit it, but privately, about the baby goat, all right? So here's the thing, with all of that, if Mac Jones can go into Buffalo this weekend and get New England a victory, getting them into the playoffs, he will, for all the criticism of him, he will have led the Patriots to 2 playoff appearances in his 2 seasons. I think people would look at that as a positive, and they would say, you know what? It was tough on him this year because we had a defensive guy being the offensive coordinator. So with the right offensive coordinator, Mac is still our guy. On the other hand, if they lose, New England might, and don't make the playoffs, New England might be in the QB business this offseason. Plus, I'm going to throw this out to Nick Wright. Little shout out to Nick Wright. This was the place, Nick, where he only threw 3 times last year in Buffalo. And you have a good theory that is where it began to go downhill for him.
That's correct.
The little shout out there, get that out of your mind, Zach. You can do it. Or Mac, you can do it. Thinking of Zach. All right, at number 2, this is a shout out to my man Nick, Trevor Lawrence. All right, I like Trevor Lawrence. All right, I don't get googly-eyed when I see him like some people on this set, but I do like him. And I don't like him being crowned before his time by my man Nick Wright. Let's let it play out, okay? But he's led them to 4 straight wins. Great job. 6 wins in his last 8 games. Great job. But you got to finish the deal, all right? This weekend, you got Tennessee, which is in free fall, has lost 6 straight games. You got them at home. They're starting their 3rd-string quarterback, Joshua Dobbs. No reason for you not to win. No excuse for you not to win and lead Jacksonville into the playoffs. So you got to go ahead and get it done, Trevor. I think you can do it. I got to be honest. If you don't, I'm not going to be that mad because the shows will be fun. But still, I believe you can get it done. All right, at number 1, my man, Aaron Rodgers. All right, now look, he's making me look good. Because in the preseason, I picked the Packers to reach the Super Bowl. No, to reach the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
He's keeping hope alive, so I credit you, Aaron. But and I said this, guys, I didn't like the victory lap after they won last week. True. You haven't finished the deal. You haven't finished the job, and Detroit is a legitimate team. Now, you got them at home. You got them in Lambeau. Your defense is playing well. Your running backs are playing well. It's on you, Aaron. And there are even whispers from smart football people that Detroit should make Aaron Rodgers beat them.
I like that.
Wow. All right, it's on you, Aaron. I think he gets it done. But the pressure is on. He is under duress. And, Aaron, I believe in you. There it is.
Chris, that was an outstanding Bud List. It was fantastic.
Thank you, Coach.
It was really well done. I love the Mac Jones working on the handshake for 45 minutes in the B-roll. I mean, obviously they got the handshakes down at practice.
It's leadership, Coach. It's team camaraderie.
Yeah, the 45-minute handshake. That was awesome. Love that clip. I'm going to add someone to this list that I think could be really significant this weekend, and that's Derrick Henry. That's Derrick Henry. And when you think about where Tennessee is and what their only chance is, it's if Derrick Henry plays well. And we get a couple clips from last game. When you go back to his last game against Jacksonville, he had an incredible first half. He had 119 yards. He averaged 7.1 yards a carry and had big plays. And he had been struggling the 4 games before. The problem is he had a terrible second half. He only got 2 yards in the second half. In the game, he had a couple of fumbles. But here's the good news. Okay, it was his birthday this week, and all he wants for his birthday is a dub. He said that. He just wants a dub. Okay, so that's looking good.
Coach.
He's been working on his fumble and his ball security at practice. Talked about that a lot, so I'm really encouraged about that as well. And I think, Nick, at the end of the day, he's the king. Okay, so can I get some music? Can I get some music?
Oh!
Do we have?
Oh, look at this!
The king always trumps the prince.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
So
I like
into
it.
that.
I didn't have enough cachet to be able to get the Bugle Boys back in here to play for the king.
Bugle Boys.
You know, that's unique to Nick. But the Bugle Boys will be playing again this weekend for the king.
Wow, that's pretty
I
good.
love it. I got nothing to add, Coach.
Okay.
That was great.
Listen, I'm going to add my person to the Bud list in a moment. But first, for folks out there that care at all about history, how many instances do I need to show you of a prince overthrowing the king so he can sit the throne? That's in fantasy worlds. It's also all throughout Europe, and my here occasionally in Jacksonville, Florida. Over the weekend, final weekend of the playoffs. All right, here we go.
Just not this one.
Okay, we'll see. First of all, obviously Trevor Lawrence should not be on the Bud list. This is his rookie season. He's going to win the AFC.
Stop.
Second season. Matt's already been in the
Much is
playoffs.
given, much is expected.
Okay, all right, guys, obviously it's ridiculous for me on the list, but it's fine. He wins championships every level he goes. AFC South is no different. I'm going to put Tyreek Hill on the Bud list. Tyreek Hill right now has lost 8 games this year. If they lose this weekend, it'll be 9. Tyreek Hill lost 9 games his final 3 years with the Kansas City Chiefs. This is the fewest touchdown catches Tyreek Hill has had in a season since Alex Smith was his quarterback. It's not exactly going exactly how Tyreek Hill said it would. Let's see how Tyreek Hill said it would go. We have some headlines for you. He's got the most accurate quarterback in the league. Okay, maybe. I mean, he played well when Tua was there. He wanted out of Kansas City because he didn't have enough targets. And then my favorite one, give me the last one, comparable to the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. Well, right now they're in a win and might get in scenario, which is not where you want to be after 8-3. He's the best player on the team. They are playing a Jets team that cannot score points. So I am hoping to inspire one of my favorite football players ever to put on a show. To, as you know, the video game Greg Jennings once did, put the team on his back, and win the game for the Miami Dolphins. Tyreek, oddly, I think we all thought this year, Brew, he would be used in the running game a lot. He has, I think, 31 rushing yards this season. That is not how they've used him. I think from one way or another, Tyreek Hill's imprint needs to be felt on this game. It's also noteworthy this year his cap hit is $6 million. Next year it is $31 million. So this is the time to make hay in Miami. And if they win this game and the Patriots lose, they're in. And then maybe Tua comes back or Teddy's healthier, and they could potentially be a somewhat scary playoff team. But Tyreek Hill's got to step up.
Gotta be honest, felt more like an indictment. I mean, all that you threw in the little line about one of my favorite players ever, but that felt like an indictment, Coach.
Love me less, Nick. One of my favorite guys.
Wow.
I'm mad at him for getting.
Yeah,
We did the whole thing.
It was dark, Nick.
On the Bud List game, there are 2 columns. One says inspiration, one says indictment.
Yeah.
There's a check mark in one of the indictment columns.
Yeah.
So occasionally it's an indictment.
Never played the game, you can tell.
Clearly.
Doesn't have a copy.
No.
We're having a marathon at the house this weekend. Come on.
All right, I'm going to add Patrick Mahomes to the Bud list, but not as an indictment because I actually believe in you, Patrick Mahomes, and I was also promised something by Mr. Consistency. Take a listen.
A little birdie in my ear has told me the behind-the-back pass, not for 30 yards, but more likely at the goal line, is going to make an appearance in a football game this year.
I'm still waiting. So this is our last time for it to happen. He's thrown 622 passes in front of his back, 0 behind his back. We saw a lot of it in practice. We didn't see any in the preseason. We saw a lot of it in practice to give us a lot of good content. And I was like, maybe it's just a jokey thing. But then you promised, and sorry to just like take every. I don't want to stop calling you Mr. Consistency. You promised me, and it hasn't happened. So I'm putting him on the Bud list because I know I need to see it this week against the hapless Raiders.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh, Mr. Consistency.
Mid-third quarter.
Oh, wow.
Stay
Okay.
tuned. Right before.
It's now a prop
Because
bet
I don't
in
think he's
Vegas.
going to
Right.
sit. I don't think the plan is for him not to have to play the fourth. So mid-third quarter. Here's what I can't promise.
Okay.
I hope I don't lose the Mr. Consistency.
No, never. I was only kidding.
I
would
can't
never do
promise it'll be at the goal line for a touchdown, but mid-third quarter.
God,
Be
it
on the
would be
lookout,
great.
America.
Gosh, it would be
Wow.
great. See, Patrick, I believe
I
in you.
think Nick should be on the Bud list.
For what?
You're saying mid-third quarter, we're going to see a behind-the-back pass from Patrick Mahomes?
I think whoever's leaking information to Nick from Kansas City should be on the Bud list.
Guys,
Wow.
That's the
just
phone.
watch the game.
Okay.
I will watch.
It's bated breath.
Kyrie getting the max.
Are
Not
we
if
out of
Crew's
our
in
mind?
charge. Or maybe you are giving him the max.
Yeah, who knows?
I'll leave the audience guessing.
I'll be honest with you.